Hey guys, welcome to the Noob Spearo podcast. My name's Shrek. You're about to get into an interview with an absolute spearfishing legend. It's my mate Reese Clay. Nova's Adventures is his YouTube channel. A really cool guy. He comes and helps on the Noob Spearo retreats and charters. He's getting his instructors, but he's been spearfishing for a long time. A really clever guy, really thoughtful. I just enjoy his company and his way of looking at the world. I hope you enjoy his interview today. Before we get there, I did have two quickies to read out. Mark recently become a patron. I said, thanks for becoming a patron. He says, no worries at all, mate. It's not much, however, I hope it helps somewhat. I've just finished listening to all the episodes from episode 1 up until the latest one, episode 304. He lives in the Port Stephens area. People like that putting fuel in the Noob Spearo outboard, it goes a long, long way. If you're interested in doing it, go to patreon.com/Noob Spearo. Also, one final shout out before we get into today's episode with Reese Clay. This one's been long awaited, by the way. I hope you're looking forward to it. We talk all sorts of stuff, including the joys of running a spearfishing YouTube channel. Nick, 5 stars, he says, for Sail and Spear 2025. Seriously, an experience of a lifetime. We had an unreal time getting after some great fish and met fellow frothers from all over Australia and New Zealand. Shrek, Eckhart, Tim and Ryan are all incredible instructors who really knocked it out of the park. If you're keen on an adventure and to make dive buddies for life, this is the trip for you. See you next year, Yield. If you're interested in doing that, go to spearfishingcourses.com.au, head up into the charters menu. Nick's actually going. He's bringing his partner Silver again. They were absolute legends last year. You might have heard them on last week's episode of the Noob Spearo podcast. People like that absolutely make trips like this possible. Just super high vibes. Hey, let's get into today's episode. Talking about legends, it's Reese Clay. Let's go. Nova's Adventures. Today's Noob Spearo podcast is brought to you in partnership with Adreno. Live it, breathe it with the world's largest dive store. Huge range of equipment, always growing, always changing. They are the world's largest dive store. They are available just about everywhere. They have hassle-free returns, massive range of equipment, price match guarantee, and you can check them out online. You can even use the code Noob Spearo to save $20 on every purchase over $200 at adreno.com.au. Check them out. Boom.
The high pitch wearing.
Welcome to high quality Noob Spearo, where the ambient noise is either a chainsaw, a really annoying mosquito, or someone vacuuming with a turbo power vacuum. I'm at Reese Clay's house. Reese has been in the Australian spearfishing scene and quite visible for a while. His channel, you might have seen it, it's Nova's Adventures. We're actually in Reese's house on the Sunshine Coast, out on his balcony.
Yeah.
We've had a bunch of chats this morning, Reese, but awesome to hang out with you as usual.
Yeah, thank you. And welcome to the Crayfish Castle. Although I'm a bit of a fraud. I haven't got a crayfish for about 6 months now. But
What, Crayfish Castle?
Yeah.
Is it like there's another house that may or may not have been called
I know. Yeah.
the Mackerel Manor?
Oh, I didn't know about that. But yeah.
Someone said that in the spearfishing circles, back in the day, I think it was a thing where guys sold some of their catch and financed their houses.
I see, right.
And
yeah.
so the idea of this house, the Mackerel Manor, was that it had been financed by slaying fish. And I think the culture's moved away from that. It's definitely frowned on these days, not to mention the fact that it's highly illegal.
Yeah.
So it's the Crayfish Cave, but not in that sense of the word.
No.
In some ways, they're like, would that be the dream?
To be a professional spearer.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I've thought about it. Probably not. I love my work, what I do now. So
Nice having hobbies and jobs
exactly.
and jobs.
And in a way with this, and we'll get into it in the podcast with what I'm doing coming on to the spearfishing courses, it is a way of sort of indulging into that spearfishing becoming a bit of work kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'd want to do it full time.
I'm still not sure. I want to do it full time. I guess the thing with Noob Spearo is there's enough different things that you're not doing the same thing over and over because you don't want to kill the joy for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like such a frothy, awesome thing to do in life. But if it became like repeat.
Bit of a grind.
Yeah, it's like, nah, not for me.
Yeah.
All right, so Reese's YouTube channel, Nova's Adventures, I'm going to ask him about where the name come from. Reese mentioned he also comes out and teaches on beginner spearfishing retreats and starting to become part of charters and all the rest of it as well. And it's pretty fun to have you join in on that. You've definitely got like the no ego vibe, Reese. So have you been enjoying that?
I've been loving it. So this year was the first year that I got involved and I've really enjoyed. We've got a great camaraderie in our group with a few of the other assistants and instructors. So it's been a really cool thing to be a part of and something to grow into. And yeah.
When you look around the personalities on your average beginner retreat, we're a different bunch of human beings, eh? Like everyone's really different from each other.
We almost need a little bit of a book that we give to people, a map of the inside jokes that we have amongst each other.
Yeah. I'm just wary of like becoming too cliquey because we've got that many inside jokes now.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
Say you, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we better not flesh that one out too much yet. You've had a go at making equipment, Reese, and you've been teaching spearfishing informally for a long time. You've also been a patron of the Noob Spearo podcast for a few years.
Yes.
I've been grateful for that.
The only thing I am a patron of.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you sign up as a patron?
Well, I just got so much value out of the podcast, and I just...
Actionable value.
Yes. It's actually so funny you mentioned that because what cracked me up, people teasing you about the actionable thing is so funny because the only other person I know that uses that word is like a real... high-flying, like, marketing bro type person. And I just thought it was so, like, not like your personality, that word. It is a great word, though, but...
Yeah, I think I stole it off Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think he calls his show, which is awesome, Competence Porn, his mate named it. Everything he does is, like, tackling the mindsets and habits and behaviours of high performers in all different spheres and then boiling it down into actionable advice. I think we try to do the same with the spearfishing.
Yep.
Do you still find the podcast actionable with where you're at in your phase of spearfishing now?
Oh, that's a good question. Look, if I'm honest, the episodes I get a lot out of are the ones, recently you had Bryson on the podcast. I definitely think I listen to all of them and I love all of them, but I definitely think that some of the more advanced divers, that's where I'm sort of like taking notes and stuff like that. So I would love to see more future episodes.
High caliber type divers. Yeah.
How good is cutting a cray in half, slapping it on the barbie, lathered in garlic and butter? I got to tell you, it's pretty satisfying. Up that with just a wee sprinkle of Honky Outdoors Salt Bay and season that cray A grade. Check it out, honkyoutdoors.com. Check out the Salt Bay Spice Rub. It's an absolute game changer for just giving that subtle but beautiful upgrade to your seafood of choice. Check it out at honkyoutdoors.com, HOHNKE outdoors.com. Use the code Noob Spearo to save 20% on your order, and you are supporting an Australian-made small batch business. It's a family business with flavours to make you hungry for adventure. Live your best life outdoors with Honky Outdoors. Check it out, honkyoutdoors.com.
But anyway, enough about the podcast and stuff. What about you? So, Nova's humorous name. Where did it come from?
Well, so firstly, that's kind of like a thing that everyone says, right? If the viz is bad, they just say no viz, right? So, but I can't actually claim credit for coming up with the name. It was actually the name of our boat, our registered name. So I had a friend and we were talking about boat names and he said, oh, just call it Noviz. And I was like, oh, why? He's like, because that's what we dive in all the time. And it just sort of stuck.
What's the worst viz you've dived in and persevered with?
I remember one time me and my brother came across some barramundi locally here down in southeast Queensland, and I don't know if I'd have the balls to do it anymore. It was like actual brown river water, and I reckon the viz it's sub 1 metre. You know, like you can't have your hand outstretched. You have to have everything back.
Scary hunting like that. Also, you worry about shooting your mate.
Big
one down,
time.
So.
Yeah, and it's hard to even see people on the surface in that poor visibility. We were pretty lucky. We were on a piece of structure where it was sort of like it had a natural system of you'd do your dive and then come up and the other person would be sort of waiting on the top of the structure, so you'd sort of be able to cycle through it. You'd have no chance of shooting each other underwater. This next year, I'm hoping to do a few more barramundi trips. It's hard to even find people that want to do it because it's like, hey, take time off work. No, we're not going to the reef. We're going to swim around in rivers that may or may not have crocodiles.
What makes Novas scary? For most people. Because, like, I've gone diving with guys they're gun divers, right? 30-metre plus divers. And then you're in the mud and they're just flat chat diving 10 metres. And you can see they're anxious.
Yeah, it's just the fear of the unknown, I think. And I think sharks is the biggest thing. If you could guarantee there was no sharks, I think the visibility wouldn't be as big of a problem.
Those shitty Sunshine Coast days where you got like 5 metre viz and it doesn't seem like there's any fish, just sharks, they're extremely discouraging. If you have 3 drops, let's say you're in 40, 50 feet of water and you drop down, you've got, let's just say 15 feet of viz, right?
Yep, so 5 meters roughly.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking American here. But we speak that as well.
Yeah, I think feet makes a lot of sense because it makes the numbers sound way better. At 20 meters,
I was diving 50 feet. It sounds way better than I was diving 15 meters. Yeah. But anyway, so like, you're in that 50-foot diving range. You you drop down 15 feet of viz. If you get buzzed 3 dives in a row by whalers or bull sharks, and not even like hectic stuff, but you just see them, it's
pretty off-putting, isn't it?
Yeah, it just it sets you everything back, and I don't know. Me personally, my breath hold starts getting worse and worse. I can just tell that even if I'm not fully conscious of becoming anxious, I am becoming anxious. Do you have that?
Look, okay, this is a really good thing because me and Erdy were just in a situation recently. We're diving this pinnacle, sort of comes out of about 20 up to 14 meters.
Yeah.
It's a good pinnacle. And it was dirty. It was 3 meter viz. But if you land on top of that pinnacle, it's a pretty easy dive. It's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you're on the bottom. There's heaps of surgeon fish and stuff. And Erdy was sort of talking about how do you deal with the fact that there could be sharks here? And I said, if you're going to get in the water, you just have to accept it's a possibility. Either get in or you don't get in.
Come to terms with it.
And I think a lot of the times I am just ignorant too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, on that dive, I shot a fish. It went into a cave, and I swam across, pulled it out of the cave. I turned around, and there was a shark coming towards me, a bronzy, and he had this look in his eyes that was I think we were both just what are you doing here? He just looked so. When he saw me, he was just shivers, and I went shivers, and we both done a 180, and I got a cramp actually at that moment. I'd never had it diving. I had to swim up with one foot.
Yeah. I've done it numerous times. That's why Aqualite's so on point. That's why natural partners with the podcast, because at some point cramps the thing. So the viz was that bad though. You spooked a shark.
Yeah. I could see though, it's amazing the information can be conveyed in that microsecond. I could see that the shark was not aggressive. He was surprised. He came in on the vibration and he was thinking, what's this? And he got as much of a fright out of it as me. I have to admit, I was swimming up just thinking, when is this shark going to come back out of the murk? But he didn't, so.
Nova's Adventures, aptly named as we've just sort of talked about. I would describe your channel as self-deprecating, fishy, and funny. That'd probably be my wrap out. Yeah. And I watched one of your recent vids, and I'm not giving you a shine on, but I feel like you've come a long way in terms of the quality of the story you're putting together with your videos. It does make a difference, shooting good fish, and you do shoot some great fish and have some amazing adventures. And that does help you tell a good story when you've got that to lean on. Whereas if you have relatively quiet days, it's hard to make a good video.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to put together a video about those quiet days, but I find on those days I quite often just put the camera down subconsciously, and then on the good days I'm quite often doing the pieces to camera, which really make the videos a lot better. But I've dropped back to just doing one video a month, and I think that's why the quality's improved a lot. Yep. I've got a whole month to put time into it, not just rush it and get it out.
Nice. Yeah. Anytime you're making content too, there's always that and the podcast has been guilty of this too, there's a pressure you put on yourself. One of the things I go for is consistency with the podcast. It was, once every 2 weeks, and then I went up to a weekly schedule for a while, and just keeping up with everything in life and the kids and work, and the quality does start to suffer. You're just banging stuff out, and people do sense that. I would make less but good stuff than more and be rewarded by the algorithm. I feel like you've got the same vibe.
Yeah, I'm not really, with my channel, I'm not motivated. I don't want to make it my job. It's not something I'm doing for money or anything like that. So I can do it because I enjoy doing it. So I am lucky in that respect. I can understand why people would be under the pump and would want to get stuff out there.
Do you find having that monthly drop, though, keeps you on track?
Well, what I sort of do is I just say, this is the date, and no matter where this project's at, it's going out on that date.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so, because ultimately, I think everyone would want more time to just polish and polish and polish. Yeah. At some point, you'd have to have that hard line in the sand, otherwise you'll get nothing out there.
We might come back to Novas, because, I've even noticed like your colour grading's got better and everything like that. So it might be.
I try not to colour grade too much. I do like people to see what it actually looks like, but sometimes I will.
Yeah. We'll come back. We'll circle back to YouTube. Are you US based? Looking for freediving, spearfishing gear? Neptonics is the best. Their online website, so easy to use. If you've got any questions, Jerry and the team answer questions via phone, email. Anyway, they've got an easy contact form on the site. These guys are absolute legends, and if they sell it, they believe in it, they back it, they use it themselves. It's tough gear that works. Visit neptonics.com. Use the code NOOB10 to save 10% on any order at neptonics.com. That's right. Use the code NOOB10, Noob 10 on your next order. Save 10% at neptonics.com. I want to keep going with some funnies. We could probably start boat mishaps.
Which one?
Well, we could talk about the one where we went out.
Yep.
That was probably... Sometimes like this is funny and the crab stories pile up so much you almost forget them. Can you tell the tale of that day?
Yeah, so to set the scene, Isaac and I live in an area where everyone's sort of roughly an hour apart. Our common area is that Brisbane sort of area. There's a lot of good diving off there. So a lot of people here will come down and dive there. So it's a bit of a meeting point. So we organised to go out together. It was actually going to be our first day diving together, formally. We bumped into each other heaps, and I'd organised, I can't remember why my boat was out of the water. I think it's when I had a bad gearbox. So we took out Frankie's boat. And that's probably, taking out a friend's boat's always a bit risky. It does depend on the person. Some people are meticulous. Taking out their boat is never going to be a problem. Frankie's not one of those people.
Paint the picture of Frankie, though, because Frankie's a doctor.
Yep.
An organised fella.
Yep.
He's an intelligent and motivated guy.
Capable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a very interesting person. I love him to death. Like I sort of look at him a bit like a brother. Yeah, so he's had this boat for a couple of years, and basically the way he looks at it is he won't fix something until it's broken. And
he's definitely not a preventative maintenance guy.
No, that's right.
He's a breakdown and get towed in by the Coast Guard. Fix it kind of
definitely.
Guy.
So we've headed out. I don't think the forecast was that bad. I thought the forecast was reasonably good for that day, but the reality was not that case.
10 to 15, wasn't it?
The swell was big too. We went out to some of the reefs off Brisbane, some of your offshore reefs, and the swell was pretty big. It was our first time diving with Josh, President Central Coast Sea Lion. Poor bugger gets out there and he is so seasick. Remember, we had to drop him off on the beach.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever had to drop someone off from them being that seasick. And he's that like frothing that he's just like, I'll be keen, just give me a few hours on dry land.
Yeah.
We drop him off. We head out to a reef. Viz was great. Viz was really good. And I put you and Matthias.
Maddie from Becoming a Bow Hunter.
Yep. Really nice guy. Put you guys in for a drift. I start to get an alarm on the engine. And I don't like that. Hey, like I'm a bit concerned about that. So luckily, if this was me 10 years ago, I would have gone, don't worry about it. Could have been a very different story. But luckily when that alarm went off, I just shot over and picked you guys up straight away because I was like, I don't know, this might just fix itself, but I think we need to all get on the
Went in a limp mode, eh?
It went into limp mode, yep, and it was just lots of alarms. It was an E-Tech. That's half your problem there, really. But so to set the scene, I picked you guys up. We're the only boat out. You can't see any of the boats. There's squalls coming through. There's big rolling swell. And we limped the boat back to the headland to pick up Josh. And we sort of made the call, just don't turn the boat off.
Yeah.
We pulled in a bit out of the wind. I think at that point, did we think we were going to get towed in at that point, or did
maybe? But then it come good.
I think we always were going to get towed though, because I think we talked about limping back because it's roughly 30 kilometres back, and we do limp mode's like 5 knots. So
I felt like it started getting up on the
back
plane
onto
again.
the plane. Yeah, maybe it did.
And we got back to a spot, and then
the weather.
And then you were like, "We can get in another dive. It's on the way in anyway."
Yeah.
I jumped in to kind of do a recon dive.
Yep.
And you turned the engine off.
Yeah.
I dropped down and it was sick. Like it was going off. There was a really good fish just a bit too far away.
Yeah.
So I came up, started to move back over the spot where this fish was going to be for another drop. I look up just at the right moment to see someone let off a flare because you had turned the motor off and was drifting away at a rapid rate of knots.
Yeah, and we'd thrown the anchor out and we were starting to panic a little bit. Because Isaac's just he's a small dot in the ocean, just getting smaller and smaller. And it was raining too. I've never done it before, but we pulled a flare, first flare that we pulled, and it just didn't work.
All right, yeah, cool. Oh, man.
We put off another flare, and this big game boat came through.
With a big fly bridge on it.
Yeah, and we were flaring them to get them in. They were real cool. They'd come up from the Gold Coast.
Oh, because the radio didn't work in the boat.
Yeah, the radio didn't work, but... Yeah, so we had no communication. So they're going to tow us around to the other side of the island we're on, and that's out of the weather at least. And
I swam back to the boat.
Yep, you swam back to the boat. So they go to tow us, and first problem is, where do we attach the tow rope? The boat had a cleat on the front of it. I thought, let's attach it there. But that was not a good idea.
Did it rip it out?
It ripped it out instantly. And what happened was there was two cleats. And what it did is it pulled the first one out. The first one was what we were tied onto. It ripped off, got stuck on the second cleat, and it was just held on by friction. So if you had just gone along and flicked it with your finger, we would have lost the tow, you know? They towed us around the corner and...
We eventually attached it, yeah.
Towed us around the corner. We anchored the boat up, and me and Josh went in to phone the Marine Rescue.
Yeah.
You and Maddie went for a dive. Because why not? Like, I mean,
yeah.
You know.
We were like, oh, it could be here for a few hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So Maddie and I jumped in for a dive, and it was a drift dive.
Yep.
We waited till you got back from town, got hold of Marine Rescue.
Oh, yep.
We jumped in, started doing the drift.
I think the deal was, I was like, when we see the boat, run back. Yeah.
We had drifted like, I don't know, 600 or 700 metres, and I think I picked up a couple of fish too.
A couple of tuskies.
Yeah, so we headed in, then the boat pulled up on you guys and we were still like hundreds of meters
I remember
away.
seeing you run on the beach with your fish and
so hard on the knees, running on sand with a weight belt and fish.
Yeah.
Anyway, they picked us up.
Yeah. And then it turned out Frankie didn't have a Coast Guard membership, so we had to pay the bill.
So we had to pay was it 500 they charged us?
It was 150 each.
Yeah.
So that's more.
600.
Yeah.
For four of us.
And now that I know a bit more, I realise it was a little cheeky of them because
Frankie can write it off as a training exercise.
No, and also Frankie did have a membership of a different Coast Guard or something like that, and they were trying to say, because in Australia we got VMR and we also have Coast Guard, and they're two different entities.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but at that time. But because I only have a Coast Guard membership, but it covers both, it was a bit opportunistic. They kind of took advantage of us a bit.
Yeah, right. Oh, good.
Yeah.
It was an expensive day out to shoot a few fish, but it was fun. I just expected this boat to be schmick because I was like, he's a doctor, like he'll be an organised guy.
True, yeah.
He was a garage ass guy, which is all good. Yeah, when you're going that far out to sea, I really love a working radio, flares in good nick, and a boat in good repair.
I actually have a handheld radio I take out now. Yeah, because those marine radios are pretty unreliable. I can't tell you how many people I've been out with, they've gone to do a radio check and they've gone, I just bought this a month ago and it doesn't work.
The radio checks into Coast Guard or VMR, like, you know, so
where do we
when you do a boat license and they say phone in, like, or radio in, phone in, and then you say, look, 4 of us heading out, you know, off Moreton Island or whatever, we're on board, rego number, vessel length, whatever. We're going out here. We're expected to return before, and you always push the time back. That way you've got to give yourself a margin.
Yeah.
When you come back in, you just radio in. That way, like, if for whatever reason you break down, you get lost, they kind of know that you were out there and they will send someone.
Yeah. You can use an app. I use the app now too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many Spearos don't even radio and check in, check out.
Yeah. The reason for that is that they are really particular about you knowing the protocols of radioing in. Okay. And some people have been like really shamed by not doing it properly because, you know, you got to say the name like 3 times or something like that. People have had real negative experiences.
Really?
Yeah. So
just dickheads being OCD about the process.
Well, the thing is, like, with those VMR kind of places, it would attract a certain type of person. You know? I mean, they're great people. It's an awesome service, but
detail oriented. Like people.
Yeah, and if you get the wrong person, wrong time.
I'm hearing you. Yeah. I'm hearing you. Okay, that makes a bit of sense.
You know Mike, what's Outback Mike?
Mm.
He had a bit where he actually got in trouble for not using the radio correctly once or something like that, and it really discouraged him from doing it.
That's such a bad idea because it's like one of our only safety things that we do.
Yeah.
Apart from having flares in an EPIRB and,
Yep.
you know. But anyway, boat mishaps. So I guess takeaways from that? Well, the portable radio, which you bought.
Portable radio. I think also a big takeaway is if you're going to take someone else's boat out, go, what's your Coast Guard? If you're in Australia, because you get towed in for free if you're a Coast Guard member, just ask them what their Coast Guard status is. And then, because I think Frankie actually did have one, and maybe it had lapsed or something, I don't know. But just find that out in advance. Because if they're like, oh, I don't have any, just go, okay, sweet. Well, it's only $100.
Yeah, right.
Just be like, everyone chip in, and it's just so worth it.
Yeah, 100%. Better than
you really need to know the details. I think you need like a membership number and whose name it's under.
Yeah.
Because when shit goes wrong, you're not generally in a comfortable situation.
Yeah, okay.
I got towed in off that island about a year later, and I was so prepared for it.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good story, actually.
And the Coast Guard will probably know you by name by then?
Yeah. That was a real funny day. We shot out off to Moreton Island, mint conditions, got about 3/4 of the way to a reef called Flinders Reef. The engine broke down. Everyone's like looking at me like, can you fix it? I try and fix it, and I'm like, I think this thing is stalled. It's either the gearbox is stalled or the engine's stalled, and either way we're not going to be able to fix that. And then we're sitting there chatting, and I'm like, oh, we're sort of drifting the right way. Why don't we just sort of steer the boat to where we want to go? And we sort of used the current. The current was going west to east. We sort of kicked south. We're about 2 k's off the headland, and we sort of just directed the boat to the headland. It didn't take that long. It only took about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We took shifts jumping in the water, towing the boat. And so we swam the boat to an area that we could dive, because I knew it would be hours before we get rescued.
Yeah.
Dropped the anchor and had an awesome dive.
Yeah,
Ended up getting a esky full of some really good fish, got some crays and stuff like that. And
nice.
yeah, it was really good. And then we got towed in, and it was a much better experience that time because the weather was a lot better. I had all the memberships sorted because it was my boat, and so the Coast Guard was sweet. Like, they were real good. It was a real long trip, though. It was like covering 2 different Coast Guards, so they had to do a handover. When we got pulled back in, the guy's like, how much for fuel for the day? And I was like, well, we didn't use much at all. Like, it's almost like a free day out. They towed us back.
So good.
Yeah.
I still would have charged everyone $200. What ended up being wrong with the engine?
It was the gearbox. So it's pretty easy. Just got another gearbox.
How easy?
The real problem happened because I had this old gearbox and it had a crack in it, and I took it to get welded, and the people that welded it the first time were really good, but it cracked again a few years later, and I took it to someone else. They'd retired, that person. When it got welded again, they didn't do a very good job, and it broke the seals, and it ended up getting water in and corroding the gearbox internally. And I thought it was really expensive to buy a new gearbox, but for a small engine like mine, I managed to get one sort of bit of a cash deal, and I got a new gearbox for only $500. So
oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And just get an outboard mechanic?
No, I did it as DIY, because you take them off when you service them, just a couple of bolts, and that's
sweet.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. How much of a boat mechanic are you now versus, you showed me that viral video earlier. As you explained this, you're like half a boat mechanic now.
Yeah, well, I think with my engine that I've got, we bought it pretty cheaply. I was pretty lucky. My mate Levi's super mechanically knowledgeable, and he sourced the engine for us, and we got it for $2,000. If you boil that down to the amount of trips, it's probably like $2 a trip or something like that. You know, basically, because it's an older engine, everything that could go wrong with it has gone wrong. And I'm on a pretty tight budget. You know, I've got a family, so I can't really put a lot of our money towards my activities. So nearly everything I have to do myself. So I've just learnt through YouTube videos, talking to people. Yeah. I think someone said that I have about the skill of a first-year mechanic apprentice.
Yeah, nice. Nice. That's pretty good. And full garage.
Yeah.
We've talked about mishaps, but you've obviously had some successes too. Tell me about this trailer boat Dogtooth.
Yeah.
Which maybe start with the fact that it could potentially be a record.
Yeah, I guess I'm putting that out there. We're not going to include Christmas Island and stuff like that where the doggies are there. Like any boat can get a doggy. But my boat's only 4.2 metres. It's only 15-foot boat.
Yeah.
In America, they call it a punt.
Yeah.
And last year we landed a doggy on it. It's about a 10-kilo doggy. So
Reese has got a theory that this is the smallest boat to land a dogtooth in continental Australia. That's not a tender off a mothership.
Yep.
If you want to dispute that, go to noobspearo.com/Reese, RHYS. Today's show notes are going to be there. I'll link up Reese's YouTube channel. And in the comments, if you would care to dispute this because you've caught a dogtooth off a smaller boat, I would love to hear about it. But anyway, sorry, Reese, I interrupted your story.
No, that's all right. So the conditions were right. We went offshore, blue water diving. It's about this time of the year, actually. And for whatever reason, it's just one of those days where the forecast wasn't that good and the conditions were a lot better. So we're basically the only boat out there. And I'd been out there a fair few times, marked up a few really good pinnacles. First pinnacle that we dived on, I think it was like second or third dive, and I just hear them screaming. And I look over and I'm like, is that a bloody dog tooth? And like we do get them here, but only really little ones. This is the first sort of like if you speared that on a charter, you'd be like, that's a decent fish.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, that's all there was to it. He basically nearly stoned it.
How big did it go?
I was about 10 kilos.
Yeah,
we didn't like officially weigh it. Or
Yeah. Sashimi that thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So put the boys in on this drift. Well, just flasher and...
Yeah, just a classic
right,
stuff, yeah.
And he stones a 10-kilo dogtooth on a 4.2-metre trailer boat.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It ended up being one of the best blue water days that we had.
Yeah.
Just having it to ourselves, and it was really good.
Yeah, nice. Blue water stuff, like guys starting to play around blue water. What was the major difference for you starting to play doing that stuff?
Yeah, I've started to do a fair bit of it recently. It's a very different mindset from reef fish hunting. With your blue water, you got to make sure you got your ingredients first. You have to have current, the bait, and the structure. If they're there, pelagic fish will turn up. You need to be patient. It's a classic thing, people do one drift. Oh, there's heaps of bait, but there's nothing here. Let's go somewhere else. That's the case with reef fish, but your pelagic fish, I actually learned this when I was in Fiji. I was over in Fiji a few years ago, dove with this local guy, and he was like, okay, we're going to sit on this pinnacle and we're just going to wait. A mackerel will come through. And I was just like, this is so boring. Like my brother just sat in the boat the whole time. He was right. Every 30 minutes they'd come through.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So they'd cut a pattern or cut a lap.
Yep.
Yeah, right. That's paying attention to their range of motion, I guess.
Yeah.
And the way they feed, given whatever's affecting current, whether it's tide or prevailing sort of current, like we've got EAC here.
Yeah, I think with the pelagic fish, they like to stick in that deep water out off the edges of stuff, and we're not typically sort of in that area. We like to have a piece of structure we can sort of anchor ourselves on, not necessarily rope anchor, but just visually see it. And so I think they just sort of like do these big circles, and then occasionally they just cut through, and I think that's their high risk activity that they'll sort of undertake.
They feed up in the shallower stuff.
Yeah, because that's where the predators and stuff would be, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. I haven't thought a lot about it, and it's interesting the contrast between reef fish. A lot of spearfishing is about opportunity cost. If it's just not happening, why stick around?
Which is very true.
Yeah, but with pelagics, you're saying different school of thought.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. Like last year we were diving for wahoo. Well, I say diving for wahoo, they're very opportunistic. Hopefully we get one, but... And all the condition, it was all right. There was the current, the blue water, the bait.
Temp.
You don't need a super high temp for wahoo. I've seen them in like 21 degrees. They do come into that colder water. And it was just like, we're just going to sit here and just hang out. And through the course of that, we probably spent about 6 hours on that spot. I probably saw 10 wahoo.
Yeah, right.
Only got one, and that was pretty awesome. That was a team, like, we were stoked. What we do quite often when we blue water dive is we have one person with the float and the cannon gun, and everyone else just has their reel guns. And sometimes we'll have a gun that doesn't have a reel, and it's just for a second shot, and just means that you can't dive. You can't bomb, like, steal someone's fish or anything like that. But I had the second shotgun, didn't have a reel, and I was just swimming back to the boat, and this wahoo just came straight in at me, and I was like, oh, do I shoot it without a reel? And I decided not to.
Oh, I would definitely wouldn't.
Recipe for disaster.
Oh man, that first run, like you have to stone
They
it.
pull it out of your hand before you'd even know what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Even like shooting them with a real gun is like, I don't know.
it's pretty.
I've only shot one still,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, well, like I had only shot 1 or 2 up until last year, and we had a great run. We just had such a good run of them. Well, you got your one in the
similar
time.
time.
Run of wahoo. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bloody awesome.
Yeah, I haven't repeated that yet, and I haven't actually.
Well, I haven't seen one.
Nah. It's like there's that time of year, and you just right time, right place.
Yeah.
I have tried to replicate it based on water clarity, water temp, and knowing the spots to go.
Yeah.
I haven't had any success, but yeah. No, man, they are such a cool fish.
I do have a story about a wahoo. A mate of mine on the Gold Coast. He's one of the best Spearos I know, but he's just one of those people that, like, he's got his way of doing things. He doesn't want to learn or get any better, but he is a freak, like an absolute freak. And they are down and off diving down Tweedways, sort of famous blue water spot. He hops out of the boat. I think the idea was someone was going to hand him his float line. Hops out. There's a big 20-kilo log of a wahoo right next to the boat. And he swam over. He didn't have his reel, and he just went, I got to get the stone shot, and just rolled it over.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Far out.
And he's not the sort of guy that can afford to just get another gun willy-nilly, so it was a big risk, you know.
Far out.
Yeah.
Risking it for the biscuit.
Yeah.
Talking pelagic species, your first Spanish was pretty memorable.
Yeah, that's probably the fish that stands out the most. This was back in the day. My mate Levi had a tinny. It was this was on my boat, actually. This was one of the first times on my...
Because you had a Clark Abalone, yeah?
Yes.
That boat?
Yep, that boat, yep. This is one of the first times we took the boat out. Just magic days. This was back in El Nino. So here on the east coast of Australia, El Nino is characterised by low rainfall, calm weather. La Nina, which we've been in for like 5-6 years, lots of rainfall. You know, the
Better for the fishery too, though.
It is, yeah. It has been very fishy lately, but I just remember it was just one of those magic days where we had at least 20-metre viz everywhere. It was just beautiful. Like, pulled up to a spot we hadn't been to before, hopped in with my brother. It was probably the clearest spot of the day. Diving down to the bottom, chasing some emperor species, not really having any luck. And as I'm swimming up, I look and this Spanish mackerel just swims over the top of me. I hadn't even seen one in the water up until that point. And I was like, holy moly, this is your chance. Don't blow it. And this thing is like, I think when you come from below up, Spanish mackerel don't seem as threatened.
No, I'd agree.
I guess they're expecting predators to always be from the top down. Yeah, basically got up to its level and it was so close to me, I had to pull the gun back. Shot it, just blasted through the middle of it, and then it took off like it went crazy, as they do.
Yeah.
Spanish mackerel in Australia, in America, you guys call it king mackerel, but here they're like a premier inshore game fish. It's gone crazy. I'm screaming, second shot. I remember back in that day, or back in those days, every shot was second shot.
Oh, 100%. Like, big, like memorable fish and stuff.
I mean, I think looking back, it was probably only like a metre, but at that point, that was a big fish.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was sick. That was a great way to end the day.
Yes, they're a Scombrus commercen, scombroid family.
Yep.
I think the Florida kingfish,
slightly different.
They are different, yeah. They definitely don't rate them. I love Spanish
I do
mackerel,
wonder if it's just a cultural thing. Like someone said they're not good eating, and then they said, because it's like that with kingfish here, right? Because over in there, what we call kingfish, this is super confusing. But
we call like they're yellow, Californian yellowtail
is what we call kingfish. They are slightly different species, but I know they're like a top prized eating fish.
Yeah.
Here, people don't regard them that way, but I've eaten them. They were great.
Yeah, our yellowtail kingfish are Cereola leylandi.
Yeah.
And is it like Cereola something slight different? But they're an amberjack species. But it's weird, like opinions about fish. But kingies, like as we call them, like a yellowtail, wicked raw. There is a little bit of versatility in how you can cook and prepare them, but I'll take a Spanish every day over a yellowtail for eating quality. Love them both, but you use them differently, yeah.
I've had like shallow fried kingfish, and I
Yeah.
thought it was really good.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's got to be done right, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, and also we have the parasite here, which is a bit of a problem, isn't it?
Seasonal, like mushy kingies.
So just to explain, we have a parasite here in this part of the world where, for whatever reason, it seems to only affect kingfish.
Oh, no, Sambos as well.
Okay, yep. We don't really get them too much, though.
Yeah, I had an AJ with it a while. That whole family, that Cereola amberjack family, I think.
And what it does is it makes the meat go like putty when it's cooked.
Oh, just gelatinous.
It doesn't sound that bad, but it's really bad.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
Yeah. And so because of that, it's a bit of apprehension.
But again, if you even got a mushy kingy, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but if you chill it back and cut it up as sashimi, even if it's mushy, it's beautiful. You don't even notice.
Yeah, so my understanding is the parasite is totally harmless to humans.
Yeah, righto.
And so what I do is we just eat our kingfish raw. It's a lot of sashimi.
Yeah.
We generally take one between us.
Yeah, but like ceviche, there's a bunch of different ways you can do raw.
Yeah.
I like, there's that Japanese, have never actually done it myself, but my mate Eka, I've done it with him. It's that, like, just the edge of it is seared. It's still raw, and then you sesame seed it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I don't even know what that technique's called. Have you played around with that?
Speaking of Eckhart, actually, he came up here for a dive, and I think he speared a kingy, or someone speared a kingy on that day. Yeah. No, I haven't done that Japanese. I'm not really that advanced with my cooking.
Yeah.
I do a lot of different techniques, but I'm definitely the sort of person that if something takes more than about 15 minutes, I'm not that interested.
Yeah.
I've got a family of 5, it's...
Have you played around with much of 99 recipes?
Yeah, I love it.
How many recipes out of it have you played with?
Oh, probably about 20.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
I would definitely not say you weren't advanced. Like,
Oh, well, yeah. The
Spearo advanced, not chef advanced.
Oh, yeah, like I can cook fish in all different ways, but it's the time thing.
Yeah.
Is a big thing.
Well, that's the beauty of that book, though. It's designed to be, again,
Pretty easy stuff.
actionable.
Yeah, it's because like I got the Josh Nyland book as well.
Yeah,
but
so
I haven't
good.
even done one of them because it's just too much.
But the biggest thing about the Josh Nyland book is the principles.
Yeah.
Because that opening chapter, or the 2 chapters on the treatment of fish, he talks about how you go into a butcher to buy beef. You don't buy mince and cook it the same as a steak. You don't buy a tenderloin and cook it like a blade steak.
Yeah.
With fish, it's like everyone, I'm having fish. Like, what fish? Yeah. Everyone just thinks, you just pan fry it, shallow fry it, or maybe if you're really sophisticated, you oven bake it or whatever. If you cook fish in the wrong way, given, its oiliness, characteristics, how soft, firm, or fishy it is, all of these things, play such a difference in it. And I just like how his book takes that paradigm of how we think about fish and expands on it. That was revolutionary for me. Here's a huge influence behind that 99 Spearo recipe.
Making me hungry thinking about it.
Well, we can eat fish.
Yeah.
You've cooked. Hey, did you contribute a recipe?
I didn't. Nah, there's nothing that I have that's like, I guess I've learnt from other people. There's nothing that I've really like innovated on or anything like that. Yeah. Probably the only dish that I'm sort of renowned for is, we call it oca. In other parts of the world, it's called namas, called other things, but it's basically like fish cooked in the lime and with coconut oil. But like you already had that with Ceviche covered, So.
We didn't. There's no coconut milk in it. It's the Ikamata Islander style way. Yeah, I love that too. I love a good Ikamata, especially when it's nailed. It's so good. And I find that way of doing a ceviche too, it keeps longer. Whereas a straight lime, citrus type one, you've got a shelf life on it. Like only good in the fridge for maybe 12 hours, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because the lime just keeps curing it and keeps curing it. So.
Yeah. In Fiji, like we just pretty much lived on that. They call it kokonda in Fiji.
Right.
We pretty much just lived on that. Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by aqualite.com.au. This is the best solution, bar none, for staying hydrated in the ocean. If you're a Spearo, it's an absolute no-brainer. It's a game changer. If you're doing extended trips and the cramp starts to set in and the old body's telling you, hey, that's enough. Just get hydrated and it will save you a whole heap of woe. It's a groundbreaking product that can help you to stay hydrated. It's got low sugar. It's less acidic than other options on the market. It's rapid absorption, help you to maintain performance. Dehydration of just 1 to 2% can affect your mental and physical performance by up to 6 or 7%. And as when you're spearfishing, you can tell when dehydration is starting to affect you because your equalization goes out the window. Get Aqualite at aqualite.com.au. It's scientific rehydration that Spearos know and trust. I know because one works there, and that's why we've set up this discount code for you, 10% off when you use the code Noob Spearo at aqualite.com.au. Check it out. Australian-made hydration products tailored for Spearos and a whole bunch of other people that suffer from dehydration too. But check it out at aqualite.com.au. Use the code Noob Spearo to save 10%.
We're going to talk about exploring wonky holes and exploring ground in a bit more detail in a mo, I'm hoping.
Yep.
What is the worst gear decision that you've ever made?
Yeah.
What's something where you maybe tried to save money or cut a corner in your spearing gear? Can you think of something?
That's a good question. Look, I've been pretty lucky. So my brother-in-law gave me my first spear gun. It was a cheap one, but it got the job done. It was a Picasso Assegai.
I think they were pretty good though, weren't they?
They're like $75 though.
Are they still like that?
Oh, well, they were at the time, but it's probably still only like $100.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, you are sort of rolling the dice on that cheap gear. A mate of mine has bought cheap shafts and had them instantly break, like the first fish that he shoots and stuff like that.
Man, that's not a mistake I make anymore. I do not buy cheap shafts. I make sure I buy them right.
Island. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we won't go into brands, but
you can't go wrong with Rob Allen shafts. You might as well tell everyone, like if I'm buying a shaft for one of my, particularly like my pipe guns, I'm not cutting corners, I'm just buying it.
Yeah.
I would like to see a bulk pack though. I would buy 5 at a time if I saved a bit of money.
Well, the only problem is they do rust. If the bulk pack, you'd want to separate out your...
Definitely.
Yeah, they're great. Those shafts, I can't bend them. I can't break them. I end up buying another one because it just gets old. I can't be bothered tuning the flopper. And
well, they get harder to tune. It's like that
true.
pin deteriorates.
Yeah.
They've been mushroomed that many times. I think they just don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
And there's that many parrot and tusky scales that have got caught in it.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think the friction too of the flopper on that part of the shaft wears that protective coating out too.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of corrosion as well. It's just like, they do have a shelf life.
Yeah.
You can shoot hundreds of fish with one of those before you have to replace it.
Yeah, that's right. Because I've tried other brands and I've tried stainless shafts. Stainless shafts aren't really suitable for Australia. Like I got a stainless shaft. I shot a tusk fish that wasn't that big. Like it was probably about 4 kilos and it bent it.
7 mil?
Yeah.
There's a difference in quality over a lot of the stainless that they use too. I bought a Euro stainless shaft a while ago that this guy swore by. He told me about how crap Rob Allen shafts were compared to them. I bought it. It was like $140 for a shaft. Had a trendy nose cone on it and this highly tuned flopper. Used it 2 dives. Second dive, shot a cod, and then another cod grabbed it and just bent this thing in 2. And I was like, "There's $140. Guess what? I'm going back to Rob Allen."
Yeah. They might not look as shiny, but they get the job done, don't they? Yeah.
100%. It would be good if Rob Allen just sponsored the podcast. I think I talk about this stuff that much.
Yeah.
But
I'm a big fan myself too. I'd also use this opportunity to give a shout out to a former guest, Chris Coates.
Yeah.
I basically just watched, he's got some really good YouTube videos. My setup hasn't changed for a long time. I've got basically his setup, the 110 roller, 7mm shaft. Easy
I've got that same. Yeah, been a single roller. I actually got the CDR 1100.
I'd love to try his double roller. Hey?
I've got that as well. After I did the episode with him, I was like, I'm just going to buy one.
Because I got a blue water gun. It's a 1.3 meter roller, and I just used it the other day. And I have to use a load assist, and I don't really like load assist.
I don't have to use a load assist with it's a 120 double roller 7.5mm band. I don't have to use it at all. It's actually easier to load than some other guns.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The double roller, you can use a smaller diameter band. I'd potentially change my big blue water gun to 14 mil bands double roller.
I'll just lend you mine next time you go.
I should try it.
You're welcome to borrow
Yep.
it. There's some peculiarities with it, but I like the way Chris has the hooks for the pre-tension when you load on. I don't know if you've seen the setup he uses.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, there's a couple of little innovative ways he's done it. It's a nice gun to use, well balanced.
In his videos, he teaches you to make the loops.
Yep.
I do those. They work well.
I'm going to be kind of surprising. I have started using the new Adreno carbon monoblock spear gun. It hasn't hit the shelf yet. And I've got to tell you, I'll put that spear gun up against just about everything. I was surprisingly delighted by it. The balance of it is amazing. Single roller. I put a 16 mil single roller on it with a Manny sub head.
Yep.
And I'm going to say I like it, man. I really like it.
I'll have to have a go next course. Hey?
Yeah. I think this might be my go-to gun for regular spearing, but it's
Yeah,
120. For whatever reason, I like a 120 over a 110 over a 100.
I've got a 105.
Yeah.
that I use for my regular. But like here on the coast, we do actually get a lot of really good viz. Like Sunny Coast is sort of renowned as not having very good viz compared to the other parts of the area, but we do often have 20 meter viz, but a lot of our fish, like you're stringing the fish, like they're real close.
So you don't need the longer gun.
Nah, I found, because I do a lot of cave hunting, a lot of like aguado, like ambush
Dynamic ambush stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't need that range really.
We never call it aguado. Like you talk about Australians with like a Spearo and aguado, and they look at you like you're trying to be trendy.
Yeah,
and you're kind of
gotcha.
a bit of a wanker. It's just for whatever reason we're resistant to big unnecessary words, so it's pretty funny. Funniest camera rolling moment you've had in the Nova's channel?
Oh, I reckon a few years ago, I don't know how it happened, but we managed to capture when the controls fell off the boat. The thing that puts you forward and reverse, it just fell off. And we somehow were filming. I panned across to my mate Kichi's face, and the look on his face was not happy. And we're actually out off Cape Morton that day and nearly 100 Ks offshore, sort of things. And you have, but we managed to get it working with some straps. Strap it in and there's no problem.
Oldmanblue.com.au. You can't cheat experience, you can't fake passion, and damn, Old Man Blue can make gear that will last and stand the test of time. Check it out at Old Man Blue Dive on Instagram.
While we're talking about this, you've sounded like an absolute ninja in terms of how many breakdowns you've had. Building a boat on a budget.
Yep.
As you mentioned before, family life, pressures of life, allocating extra finance to a big trendy boat was not for you. You managed to get it done on a budget. Walk us through your thought process and how you got it done.
Yeah, so I did a lot of research about what boat types are going to be the best on a budget. Around here, most people have larger fiberglass boats. They're pretty expensive. Like to buy in, you're sort of looking at 10 grand. You're going to put another at least 10, maybe 20 into rebuilding it. I don't have the budget for that. I'm sub 5 grand budget type person. So I sort of naturally gravitated towards your rib style boats because they do have a better ride for the size of boat. But ribs are somewhat risky because, you know, you have to replace the tubes and you can pop them. My mate Joe was really the one who kind of, he had a Mac boat, a larger Mac boat. They're a New Zealand company.
So a plastic pontoon.
Yeah, plastic pontoon boat, yeah. And so they're really quite interesting. In Australia, our plastic boat industry is dominated by, what is it? Polycraft. I don't really rate them that much, hey, after going out on a few of them. But these Mac boats seem the real deal. Like, it's amazing they aren't more popular than they are. Like this boat, there's videos of it full of water. They've filled the boat completely with water, doesn't sink. They've chopped it in half with a chainsaw. Neither halves sunk. They dropped it off a crane, didn't sink.
And they ride nice.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not, at the end of the day, it's not $100,000 boat ride, but it is pretty good. Yeah, most people have commented that it's a good ride.
Yeah, right. And purchase price, like
you can get one brand new for about $10,000-$12,000. I got mine second hand.
you can get a brand new Mac boat for 10, 12 grand.
Yep, I think even on a trailer at that price too. Yeah, obviously you're not going to get a motor or electronics or that sort of stuff. Yeah.
All right. So what'd you pay for yours?
I got mine for $2,500 on a trailer with a motor. but I sold the motor, I sold the trailer.
Yeah.
Bought it from a salvage yard.
Okay.
So they had been contracted. It had sunk, I'm guessing, in Moreton Bay. Well, the boat it was attached to had sunk, and the Mac boat didn't sink, but it was like a buoy.
Yeah.
It sort of got pulled half underwater.
Were they using it for the punt or the tender off the back?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. Yeah, once I sold that stuff, I was only out of pocket about $1,500. I already had my own motor. So it was a pretty cheap sort of project. So I had my 50 horsepower on my aluminium boat.
2-banger?
No, 4-stroke.
Okay.
I don't think I would go to a 2-stroke again. Hey, the fuel efficiency on a 4-stroke, even an old engine, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
lack of smell and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And fuel tanks, like, is it underfloor and that?
Yeah, so I built my own fuel storage area, got a piece of cardboard, shaped it and cut it out, and then used that as a template onto a piece of ply, carpeted it, and I built the box. That stores 2 30-litre tanks.
What'd you build the box out of? Aluminium?
No, I built it out of ply and
Wow.
cut it. But what I'll probably do eventually is I'll just get a plastic welder to weld, like cut the shape out and weld it in plastic.
Mm.
It works good now, the box, but it is
Just glassed and ply?
yeah, that's what it is now. But it's bolted in, so the bolts eventually kind of rattle loose, even with those nylock nuts.
Okay.
I think a welded thing will be much better.
And you put the motor on yourself.
Yeah.
How do you know about the leg length?
That's a good question.
And
Because it already had a 50
Okay.
horsepower motor on it. So it's just straight swap. You could
Right.
see the holes where it had gone in.
okay.
So it was easy as.
Yeah.
Same leg length.
Yeah.
So on these smaller engines, they pretty much all come in what's called a long leg or something like that.
Yep.
It's pretty easy.
Okay.
I think we did actually adjust the height of it. I think we found the ride was not so good. So I think we might have raised it a bit.
Putting in forward controls
Yep.
and is it hydraulic or?
No, I just got mechanical steering.
Okay.
Yeah, I might eventually get hydraulic steering. It is a lot smoother, but you're looking at like $1,500
Okay.
versus I think with the helm and the steering wheel and everything, it's only like $500 for mechanical steering. So,
Okay, so did you run all your lines down one side of the hull? Or?
you'll love that. Like we're really geeking out on boat stuff here,
Yeah.
but I am a bit of a boat geek. The Mac boats have a built-in. You'll froth this so much. They've got a channel built into the
sick.
middle of the boat for routing cables,
Oh, wow.
and it's got these little like hatches, and you can just open up and
For inspecting and.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's good, eh? Those Kiwis,
Man, that's so clever. I'm going to have to talk to someone from that boating company, I think.
yeah, definitely.
So, theoretically, what do they go to lengthwise, these boats?
I think 6.5 meters.
Oh, far out.
Yeah.
And what would you need to power that decently?
The 6.5 meter
Yeah.
one. That'd be like 150 horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty heavy, the plastic boats.
Yeah, okay. What's the dead rise at the back like? Is there much of an angle
It's
or is it
really
pretty
on
flat?
the bigger boats. It's really good.
Yeah, right.
Proper like deep V hulls.
So the problem with the boats that aren't designed for they're more line fishing based.
Yeah.
And a lot of those pontoon boats, they're flat at the back.
Yeah.
So they slap when they
Yeah.
come down and they just don't ride good.
So it really interesting with Mac boat. The boat I have now is basically intended as a dive boat.
Okay.
So that they have made the ride pretty good.
Okay.
It's still a small boat, but it does ride pretty good. It doesn't have the deepest V, but it's a small boat.
Do you know what the damage is for, like, let's just say a 5 meter?
I think it'd be around like $20,000. It's still pretty cheap. That's a brand new one.
And like lifespan versus like a glass or
Well,
plate
this is
boat?
a really good question. I feel like maybe I should talk to Mac boat.
salesperson.
No, I've done a lot of research
Yeah.
on it, and like my mate Joe did as well. And here in Australia, and I don't know if it's the same in the US, but we have plastic bins. I've probably had for 30 years.
Yeah.
Here, they are not breaking down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How thick are the walls on the pontoons?
It's pretty thick, hey. Yeah, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but I think it's like 10 mil.
Do you know the type of plastic they use? I know we're getting real geeky.
Yes,
here.
I do know. I can't quote it off the top of my head, but it is a UV stable plastic.
PET? Or?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, righto. Interesting.
Yeah.
In the world that's starting to, plastic's definitely out of vogue in terms of material because of microplastics in our
Well,
bloodstream.
you can recycle these boats, apparently.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's just another petroleum-based product.
Yeah.
That's another reason why it's out of vogue. It's the fossil fuel crowd. Very interesting, very intriguing though, Reese. Because I mean, theoretically, you could have a fully recycled boat made out of recycled material and low cost.
Low cost. And there's some neat stuff they do, like the way they build the boat. I think they use an outer skin and inner skin, and they sandwich it between foam, and the foam gives it the strength when they're casting it. I don't know a lot about like plastic manufacture, but the foam is built into the product.
Yep.
A lot of boats, you'll have to add foam to it later if you want to get a commercial standard, if you want to operate it commercially. These boats basically have that built in. So if you want to make it a commercial boat down the track, that part's already done. And the safety too.
A big shout out for Mac Boats.
Yeah.
Like you're on the sunny coast, a lot of your diving off here, despite the fact that you go miles offshore in it, like a lot of your diving is fairly local, so it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Where does the 4.2 come unstuck in terms of distance and conditions?
Well, I don't think there is really a limit with me. Yeah, or your longer trips, definitely. Like last year we did a reef trip with our club. So when we say reef here, we mean Southern Barrier Reef.
120k out?
Nah, I think...
Sorry, 80 at the start?
Yeah, about 80 Ks. We break it up. We like to dive some spots that are in between.
Yeah.
So we break the trip up. We done a day out, and there was a lot bigger boats, and they got out to the reef only about 30 minutes before us. So still all right. And it was shit conditions too.
What?
15 to 20 from the north and pretty decent swell.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you got out there in the little 4.2.
It was rough though.
Be a 2-hour trip?
Yeah.
And that sort of slot?
Yeah, probably more really, because
Yeah.
I think it was about an hour and a half to our first reef that we got to, which is like 3/4 of the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
that
glassed
shows,
out though after that.
That shows it's pretty capable though.
Yeah, and that was 4 people too. Like
4 people?
Yeah, I wouldn't normally do it with 4 people.
Yeah.
But, it was just like, we're going to send it.
What's the boat ideally good for? 3?
3 is perfect.
Yeah.
I've been going out a lot with 2. It's not super well balanced with 2.
Weight distribution, how do you do it?
Yeah, with 3, it's just like one in the middle, one on either side, and we hang on to the console.
Okay, and so you center console.
Yeah.
So your weight's sort of forward a little bit. Your fuel, is that sort of sitting through the guts?
The fuel is up front.
And what's your carrying capacity?
I've got 60 litres, so I can do a reef trip on the 60. I mean, it's cutting
So
it fine,
good.
but yeah.
It's so good though.
It is good, yeah.
60 litres. People will hear about that and they're just frothing like, the big boats, as nice as they are, you like...
200-300 litres.
Yeah. And you're using it.
Yeah.
Like, so you're talking $500-600 for a day out.
Yeah.
Like, it might carry 6 people, but I mean, how many do you want to dive with anyway?
That's right. Yeah.
Very cool, man. I like it. Hey, live it, breathe it with today's show sponsor, Adreno. They are the world's largest dive store, and they have an ever-growing range of equipment for frothers just like you. The store is staffed by legends who absolutely live and breathe the spearfishing lifestyle. Check it out. They have hassle-free returns. They've got a price match guarantee in Australia, and always flat rate shipping, and you can even use Afterpay. Check them out at adreno.com.au. Noob Spearo's longest running partner. Massive thanks to them who keep powering the Noob Spearo podcast. Let's go on to the next one. Survival kit. If you had to build a survival kit for a beginner Spearo, you're only allowed to spend minimal amount of money.
Yep.
You're putting it on your 4.2 Mac boat to go out to the reef for a weekend trip.
Yep.
What's going in there?
The most important thing is the mask. That's really the only thing that they can't cut corners on. I'd probably tell them to go into whatever local dive store they have. Around here, it's the Dive Cave. And I'd get a mask that fits really well. Everything else, I've got spare stuff that I would give them, to be honest. But if they were going to source it, and that's the thing too, if you're going out with people, just ask if they got spare stuff as well. They don't need a float line because we usually just use one between us anyways. So they don't need to bring that along. But if they needed to buy one, you can get by with just a piece of rope.
Telecom rope?
Yeah, or Joe used to use the wakeboarding rope.
Yep.
That's pretty good too, actually.
Floats, doesn't it?
Floats, it doesn't tangle too much. So something like that. In terms of the float, you can go to a retailer, get a cheap float for maybe $50 with a flag. You don't need anything advanced. We got people in our club shooting marlins with just a little 10-litre float or whatever they are, It's not super critical.
It's more visibility for boats.
Spear guns, we were talking about this earlier. if you can try and get a good quality one secondhand, that's going to save you a lot of money. It can be hard to source them. If you've got a club, that's a good way. Just go, hey guys, I'm looking to get a secondhand gun. Like if someone said that to me right now, I've basically got a gun that I can...
Yeah, a lot of Spearos are like that.
Yep.
We've talked about some ideas around the space just to help people ease their way into it.
For your fins, that's probably another secondhand thing. You want to make sure your foot pockets fit well. So if you can try a few different ones on, just make sure they fit well. Otherwise, your plastic fins are pretty good too for a cheap price. What's the real popular ones? The Bochet,
Maris,
Razor, cheap.
Maris razors, like if you want, you can upgrade your plastics to, divers or penetrators.
Yeah,
or something
but you wouldn't be doing that when you're starting out.
Nah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
The plastics are good enough.
And in terms of gloves, I still love the maxi cuts. I'm hoping to get, this is a maxi cut. If you're interested, I'm keen. They're so good. If you're diving warmer water, definitely.
Yeah, so they're not neoprene, they're just a cut proof.
Yep.
I
still use it down in Victoria though.
Yeah. My hands aren't super soft like that. I prefer functionality over warmth.
Yeah, that's what I found down in Vic too. So I had the Kevlar gloves and I couldn't use my fingers, so
yeah.
It's like I don't mind if my hands get cold. Rather have that feeling.
Yeah. It depends what your level of comfortability is. In terms of emergency equipment in your boat, you're doing a reef trip in your little 4.2. What's going in there?
I now have a handheld radio, as we talked about earlier.
Range? What's the range on that?
It's pretty good. I think it's about 5 kilometres, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's rare you're more than 5 kilometres from a boat. If you imagine if you're driving to a reef, someone's pretty much always doing that trip as well.
So it's just sort of beyond line of sight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you try and have your own radio, but as we talked about, they're a bit unreliable. In Australia, we have mandatory safety gear, so you'd have all that.
Yep.
You've got your flares, you've got your V-sheet.
Life jackets, of course.
Life jackets.
We always wear.
Yep. I'd really highly recommend a whistle.
Yep.
I think they're a really good idea. If you get separated, and it can happen, the current can pull you away. Just to have that thing. Actually, a mate of mine nearly left this earth, and the only thing that saved him was he had a whistle.
Yeah, right.
He was out of northwest WA, Murian Islands, drifting. It was him and one other guy, because in those remote areas, it's pretty hard to find one other person to go spearfishing with. He's drifted, he's shot a big mackerel, it's pulled him away from the boat. He sees the guy in the boat going like this. And for the people who can't see, that's the person looking around frantically trying to see him. Couldn't see anything, and then he saw the guy start driving in the opposite direction.
Oh, man.
And it's because he had a whistle on his belt. He was able to make that noise and get picked up.
Right. That'd be scary.
I think those little tubes are a good idea too.
They're not that good. The safety sausage we're talking about, the inflatables. Unfortunately, there is a limit to how good they are, unless you got those ones that stand 2 meters tall.
Right.
From Old Man Blue sells the inflatable ones now. I would like to see a thinner material one that holds a higher volume and just is a bit more mass.
Yeah.
Because it's funny how fast stuff disappears in the open ocean, particularly with white capping conditions, even if it's bright coloured. But yeah, definitely useful, but only sort of a few hundred meters, which is still huge.
And then you're within sort of whistle range at that range then, aren't you?
Yeah, or you can put it on your spear gun and hold it up and get even a bit more visibility out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
but
a perfect solution, but they're far better than having nothing, that's for sure.
Ultimately, with safety, it's a bit of a trope, but your dive buddy is your biggest safety equipment, isn't it, really? Even just from a blackout perspective, even just from you want to be 2 people in the water is a lot safer than one. And
first aid kit, you just have
I got 2 of them. So I have one in the boat and I have one in my dive bag as well. I got mine from Aldi. They seem pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. I think also those TACMed ones are really good too. I do also buy tourniquets and put them in with it as
you
well.
Supplement them sort of thing with a few add-ons. I think that's a smart way to do it. You can buy a good general first aid kit that's fairly tough.
Yep.
Like the Aldi ones when they have their sales are fine, and then you buy combat action tourniquets off Amazon or TACMed Australia is a real good one. Yeah. But definitely you're going to be stoked you've got it when you need it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you're going to feel like a piece of shit.
Mine's been raided a few times now from mackerel bites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah. I've done it myself too. Like sometimes you just
Fingers.
Yeah, you put your hand in its mouth and your finger slides right
Yeah.
up to its mouth, and then you brain it and it just slices through the top of your finger. And yeah,
And mackerel teeth are so
sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, no, great point. All right, cool. Strangest thing that you've seen underwater that wasn't a fish?
Strangest thing that I've seen underwater. I mean, everyone's sort of had that experience where you look over and you see someone going to the toilet while you're underwater. I've seen that while I'm diving, looked up and seen it squeezing out. That's probably the strangest thing.
I didn't know you were going to go with the poo story today, but I should have expected it.
I don't have too many, hey. Like, everyone's so desensitized on my boat. It's such a...
Yeah, it's just a freeing experience.
Yeah.
I was going to make another Zootopia joke. But
That's a bit of an inside joke, isn't it?
Yeah. I like this question. If someone gave you a blank check to film the ultimate Nova's Adventure episode,
Oh, that's a good question.
location, fish, disaster potential, everything in between,
Yep.
what would that look like?
Oh,
And we're talking to Maxi Cuts and Mac Boats might want to sponsor this.
so I really like spearfishing videos that aren't too grandiose. I actually like them when they're more relatable. A lot of the spearfishing like YouTube channels, I found their older stuff a lot more interesting. Like when they get higher budget, it just becomes really unrelatable. And it's like, I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be somewhere in the South Pacific, with some of my mates, with my brother, of course. And yeah, it wouldn't be a super high budget thing, but yeah, there's a lot of places on my list that I really want to go to. I really want to go to Lord Howe Island. It's mostly green. Well, it's all green zone, but you are allowed to take crays there. I just think that'd be just the island itself. It's southernmost tropical reef system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It'd be really cool.
Okay, cool.
A crayfish video over there would be bloody awesome. Norfolk Island as well. History and everything like that.
Got to get Jamie back on the podcast at some point. He
Yeah.
started off there
Yes.
and then ended up over in Vanuatu.
He's actually got videos on his YouTube channel of him spearing Norfolk from like 10 years ago. They're
Deeply
really,
immersed, is his YouTube channel.
I think it's just NF Islander.
It was too, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And it's really interesting over there. Their most common reef fish is your red-throat emperor. I
Wow.
wouldn't think that, But
I like a red throat.
yeah, we love our red throats.
Fun to hunt,
Yeah.
fun to eat.
Yeah.
Just great. Like, awesome fish. They don't grow that big, but they're just fun. They're just
Probably my all-time favorite fish.
real.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. We're so lucky here.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like every fish, you're like, yeah, we got that here. Every hard fish.
Buffalo emperor. Like, I want one.
They're awesome, but they're pretty rare, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
We got some in Samoa.
Yeah.
They're reasonably common there. Man, they're hard.
Yeah.
So hard. I didn't get one, but
Behavior-wise, what are they like?
well, they're just like every other challenging reef fish, Over there, they've got a lot of good challenging reef fish to hunt. A lot of coronation trout there. They're an awesome fish.
Coronation trout. Taste like success.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do they actually taste? I've never eaten one.
Oh, just like a trout.
Really?
I don't think they're any Yeah.
I thought they were different. Is that a different family, aren't they?
No, they're still.
I thought they were like a lot tougher and...
I'm not. I don't eat a lot of coronation trout. So
Yeah, right.
Just to set the scene, coronation trout are probably the prettiest coral trout we have. Probably got to be one of the prettiest fish in the world.
Are they a coral trout?
Yeah,
They look
definitely
like it.
coral trout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're
I know
in
they
that
look
like
the same.
cod trout sort of
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah. But they are just so smart. The only fish I think that tops them in terms of intelligence is snapper. They're the only fish, maybe.
They can be dumb too, though.
They can be dumb, yeah, and everyone I've speared was probably on that spectrum.
Cool. What haven't I asked you about that I should have?
I could talk about my first boat that I got because that was quite momentous. Yeah, so at the time, it was when I only had one kid, so I had a lot of spare time. Me and my mate were going for a shore dive. He's actually my first sort of mentor, Rowan, real cool guy.
Yeah.
We went for a shore dive and we started finding all this like fishing paraphernalia. We started finding like fishing rods, started finding keys, started finding all this stuff as we're swimming out. I'm like, this is weird. I came back in, the keys had the person's number on it. So I gave him a call. I'm like, I found a bunch of your stuff. Hey, like I found like rods, I found like beers and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, mate, there's a whole boat there as well if you want it. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? He's like, well, yeah, it's sunk and like you can have it. And I was like, okay, cool. And so the next day we went out on Levi's boat and went to find it. We hatched a bit of a plan that evening. It's real funny because Levi, he's like 10 years younger than me, but he's just so like switched on with hands-on sort of stuff.
Yeah, right.
And he's just directing us. So he's like, okay, go to Bunnings, buy like 50 carabiners, a whole bunch of rope. And he actually used to work at the collar place, you know, those boat collars. He used to fit those collars. So he had a whole bunch of foam, met him down at the boat ramp. We spent ages looking for this boat, hey. Like the guy told us where he thought it was. We probably spent about 3 or 4 hours looking for it, just driving back and forth, getting towed, trying to find this boat. Couldn't find it. And I said to my brother, let's go have a look for some crays. Started swimming into like a bit shallower water and it's just this big shiny thing on the bottom. And we looked at each other, we're like, oh, this is it. And then we got to figure out how to lift a boat that's upside down. So after, you know, we done the thing that everyone does where you go and like drive it and stuff like that, you know, while it's underwater. What we worked out was we had one person wait on the bottom and another person would be up top. They'd push the foam under the water and then the second person would swim at the foam the rest of the way. Because like anything, it's sort of hard to break the surface and it gets easier.
Yeah.
Person on the bottom would then clip it on to the carabiner on the boat. We clipped about 50 pieces of foam that are sort of like 300 by 300 and then the boat just lifted off the bottom to the surface. Yeah.
Because people drive it off the bottom as well. That's another way, isn't it?
Yeah, but this was upside down, so I just don't know if it'll work. And so we got it up on the surface, floating upside down. And then what we did was we towed it, and as it was getting towed, me and my brother were holding onto the boat. We dropped back, grabbed the boat, and put our weight on one side, and it just sort of like flipped it over.
Yeah, righto.
And then it's just like bailing the water out. And
so good.
Yeah, that's how I got my first boat.
And that's the Clark Abalone.
That was, yeah.
And what do you have to do when you recover a sunk boat to get it seaworthy again, do you?
Well, because I had the guy who owned it, he just signed it over to me. So it was like buying a boat, basically.
So what, you just pressure wash it down and then...
Yeah, pressure washed it and then you got to replace basically everything.
Okay, and then...
I actually sold, on the old motor, I scrapped, like put it in the tip, I sold the trim tilt because it was still working. Yeah, that's crazy, eh?
So good. And then just picked up a second-hand motor.
Yeah.
What's your advice for buying second-hand motors?
Well, just be prepared for a lot of things to go wrong. That's my advice, you know.
Well, people sell motors because they're, old, too many hours, or they're a dud.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you're just buying one that's old?
Yeah. Well, what I would do is you obviously want to see it running. You want it to run smoothly. I think also you want to pull the cowling off, which is like the cover of the motor. You want to just check that there's no salt buildups or anything that indicates that anything's leaking or anything. It should look real clean inside.
Check the sacrificial anodes.
Yeah, I mean, like they're going to be corroded. That's just general wear.
I suppose to, yeah.
One thing you can do is pull the spark plugs out and just shine your torchlight in, and you'll get an idea of what the inside of the engine looks like. If that's all like carbon just looks terrible, then it might indicate a more serious problem with the motor.
Okay.
You could also pay a professional to look at it.
Compression testing. And...
Yeah, you can do compression tests. That I would definitely recommend, because one of those compression meters are like $100 or whatever.
Oh, real?
They're not expensive and they're pretty easy. Like YouTube, how to use a compression meter on an outboard, and it just plugs into where the spark plug comes out.
Yep.
I don't think the numbers matter so much. It just have to be all pretty similar.
All right,
That's
cool.
what I would do.
Yeah.
They're pretty bulletproof outboards. I think also the brand that you buy is a big thing. So you here in Australia, your Japanese motors are pretty invincible.
Yeah, right.
I think that it goes Yamaha #1,
Suzuki.
then Suzuki, yeah. Honda. I've had my Honda for 10 years. I rate them, but...
Evinrude.
Oh, they'd be right down the bottom there. Yeah.
And Mercs.
They're getting a reputation as being a lot better. Personally, the Japanese just seem to be the way to go.
Yeah, and parts and like fixing stuff, like is there a lot of YouTube support for outboard engines?
Heaps of YouTube videos.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially if you get a newer motor. Like your Yamahas, so many videos on Yamahas. And the cool thing with outboards is that they're sort of designed in a way that they're all pretty similar, even though the engine sizes are smaller. It's all pretty much the same methodology all the way up from like small motor to a big motor. Doesn't really change.
The outboard shops seem to be such a mixed bag in terms of quality of service you get and stuff like that. Like, I've heard so many horror stories.
Yeah.
Like,
I order my parts online.
For people that are like throwing down $23,000 on a new outboard fitted,
Yeah.
that's such a substantial chunk of change.
Yeah.
You really want a decent install and a level of reliability out of that thing, because it's just such a big outlay. And I've seen people get burned and disappointed by it. Any advice there?
I don't own a new outboard, and I probably never will. But if I did, I would just go, like in our club, you just say, like, get a consensus from where everyone's buying and who they like and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, you just like, I don't know, I'm that guy because, like, I'm not super mechanically savvy, and neither do I have the time to be like a hardcore DIY guy.
Yeah.
So I just like getting stuff done once, happy to sort of pay, but just want it done right.
You might be better off with a really new secondhand motor, though, because brand new motors, they're really expensive when you first get them. You have to do a maintenance schedule, otherwise it voids the warranty.
Yep.
And it's like every 100 hours or something like that, which is basically like every 30th trip or maybe less.
Yeah. Awesome, Reese. I've had a rad chat. I knew we were going to. It's been years in the making. And no doubt you'll be back on again. I did want to give you a plug. Nova's Adventures on YouTube. Check him out on Instagram as well. Reese is always doing cool things, and he's such a relatable guy. As you probably learned during this interview, a lot of value to Reese, and particularly for people that are just DIY, low-budget people. It might sound like a backhanded compliment, but it's not. It's just practical intelligence that it almost makes spearfishing more accessible for the everyday person.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing so much of that info today. I was also going to say to people, Reese is really fun to learn from. He's really fun to hang out with. He is on like 80% of the beginner retreats, and he's only going to get more involved. If you're interested in hanging out with him doing stuff, spearfishingcourses.com.au. Anything else, Reese?
I think I would just say I'd echo what Simon said. Relaxation is so important for spearfishing, and it did take me a long time to get it as well. It's part of, like, I think that's sort of like the founding principle of freediving is relaxing. And I'd also say just enjoy it. Don't rush it. Just enjoy your spearfishing journey. I wish I had filmed a lot more when I started out. I had this thing where I was like, nah, I'm not going to film until I start spearing decent fish.
Yeah.
I really wish I filmed, because there was a lot of fun stuff that happened at the start. And
I like that enjoy the journey too, man. Like, because you're relatable. Like, if you make spearfishing videos and you're a beginner, as long as it's funny and you're real and you're sort of teaching what you're learning as you go, it's still like such a cool thing to do.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So come check out Nova's Adventures and give this man a like and a subscribe. But thanks for listening to the podcast. If you wanted to find anything that we talked about, go to noobspearo.com/Rhys, which will be RHYS. I should probably have made it Nova's as well. NOVIZ.
Yeah.
Nova's Spearfishing Adventures. Check them out. All right, guys, thanks for listening.
Buying gear online can be tricky. You ask yourself the same questions. Will it arrive on time? Is it actually what I want? How much is the shipping going to cost? Great news. The name you can trust is Neptonics. Neptonics have route package protection, basically insurance on your gear, so you can have peace of mind. Free shipping to the lower 48 when you spend $199 or more. Clear, transparent communication on shipping time, and most gear ships in 2 days. They also have my favorite, a no BS returns policy. That's right, no BS. And it's all backed by one of the strongest names in spearfishing. And it finishes with tonics. And it's not gin and tonic. It's Neptonics. Solid gear that works. Visit Neptonics. Buy tough gear. Use the code NOOB10 to save 10%. That's right. Use the code NOOB10, NOOB 10, to save 10% on your order at neptonics.com.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Reese is a good mate, and his YouTube channel, Nova's Adventures, highly recommend. Recently, he shared a clip on social media. He's eating the liver of a fish. It's absolutely crazy. You gotta go check it out. Nova's Adventures on his social media. He's eating a raw fish liver, and what he says it tastes like is really unusual. Check him out, really cool dude, and always helpful, always keen to connect. If you're a noob, Reese is a great guy to ask questions of. He's in the Noob Spearo community on Facebook as well. As mentioned at the start, patron legends are absolutely putting fuel on the Noob Spearo outboard on a monthly basis. Go to patreon.com/Noob Spearo if you're keen. Also, go to spearfishingcourses.com.au if you want to join Nick and a bunch of like-minded legends on the sail and spear charters this year. It'd be great to have a few Noob Spearo legends on there as usual. Check that out, spearfishingcourses.com.au. Guys, another cracking episode. Next week, we're off to discuss tactical breathing with ex-paramedic, firefighter, underwater photographer, and a good mate of mine too, Cindy, down on the Gold Coast. Come back for that episode. It's going to be awesome to have you with us. 2026, we've got a bunch of legends lined up. I don't know if you've heard also about our group coaching calls. Go to spearfishingcourses.com.au, head up into the menu online, check that out. You might be interested in being part of one of these live calls with a legend like Cindy, submitting your questions and getting some help improving, because you don't have to do this alone. Doesn't matter where you live in the world. Getting some online coaching and some help might be just the thing you need. Check that out, spearfishingcourses.com.au. That's it for me. I'll see you next week for Cindy. All right.